Right, I think we're on day number 5. I had a day off yesterday because it was New Year's and the weather sucked. So, where we are at. Got a whole load of cleaning up to do there that I want to get done today. Cut out the rest of the crossmember. Same on this side. So this mount does actually need completely remaking. It's super crusty, backside's collapsed in, but I don't have anything to make a captive nut with, so that can wait for another day. Other than that, generally clean up chassis rails, weld in the other crossmember, finish cutting out the old one. Pretty certain I won't get everything finished today, but if I can make some good progress, get this crossmember welded in and the chassis legs cleaned up, then would be nice to just stick everything back together tomorrow. Skipped a couple steps, but finished cleaning up that side, put some salt primer on it and some under seal at the back of the rail. So couldn't quite get the wire brush in there, so it's not best finish, but got the worst off and then covered it up. So next up is cleaning up that side, trying to avoid everything so I don't cut through stuff that I shouldn't. Pretty sure I feel some moisture in the air and about to go in for lunch, so cover up my half finished work with the primer. Just to try and stop any rust. Additional rust anyway. Obviously there's already plenty of rust. I do. We get some dinner, lunch, whatever it is. See how well this fits then, shall we? Probably as good as we get. Not bad. Yeah, welded in. So it looks pretty good, lines up fairly well. However, I've realised still got the tank strap bracket, which bolts on down here underneath this and onto that hole in there. So if I can pull this apart, spice this up a little bit, then I can make sure that the cross members are all aligned. Then I can get it square so it sits right on the other side, and we should be in business. But this is the one I snapped that captive nut off, so get that in the vise, try and take this off, and yeah, get the wire brush on it. Okay, it's going to be like that. Yeah. Problem solved. Alright, next we have this. So this is obviously pretty crusty. Clean it up a little bit, tapped 14mm socket on. So again, this one has an excessively long bolt on it. See if it comes out. Terrible idea. All right. Just twisting the whole bracket. So we want a better way of holding that. Just for the sake of trying to get this lined up, I have left that little bracket on there, screwed it in the bottom, and turns out this is sat a little far forward, so A bit more. Still a bit more. It's got to be it. It's getting dark, it's starting to rain, so can't do any welding. However, Crossmember is pretty much where we want it. Lines up nicely, both sides. Yeah, I was hoping to tack weld that in, but if it's going to start to rain, I'll drag the welder out here. It's easing off. Right, the weather's decided for me. So, rain's starting to pick up a little bit. Crossmember's in place, but I'm not dragging the MIG welder out here in the rain. So, sprayed everything in the weld through primer, hope that'll keep it protected for the time being. But virtually done with the fab work. But gonna have to rebuild these posts at some point. That one's not too bad, it's still wet. But those front ones will need repairing properly, replacing. Track bed can come back off another day. Final day before I go back to work. Once again, the weather is horrible. But, got a tarp. So yeah, probably should have put up a couple of days ago. Finally get this folded up, gonna have to buzz all this back. There's rust coming through, primer. Yeah, both sides. Buzz this back, freshen it up. But first, yeah, let's get the tarp up and, you know, try and stay a bit dry. Alright, that's enough of the tarp. Let's just get stuck in. This is not working. Let's go drag the welder out and see if we don't get electrocuted. Such beautiful weather. Breezy, nice and wet. It's always a good sign when there's water dripping off your welding mask. Could be bad, could be worse, and a headbutt to camera. Not looking too bad. Obviously that crossmember's welded in. Didn't bother filming. Cleaning up this other chassis rail and spraying it, because everyone knows how to do that. I think the truck bed's next. I'm going to flip it on its end and clean it up, give it a little bit of protection, and then we can lift the tank back in and chuck the truck bed on, I think. Having lifted up, you know, I think I might be best off just getting a new truck bed. Yeah, this could just do replacing, I think. A lot of work involved in cleaning up all of this. Take me weeks. Thanks for this bracket here that holds the rear tank strap on. Nice rusted in bolt. This piece is pretty corroded anyway, it's not really got much strength to it, so do need to either make or buy a new one of them, but I don't have time. So to be honest, I think after all this I'm probably just gonna ratchet strap the tank back up again. I could do the front strap properly, but at least what I'll strap it to this time isn't rusty. Lifted up at least, don't know if it's actually in the right place or not. I've got the more L-shaped bracket here. The one towards the rear has another piece up this way. This is the front, this comes from this side. Okay, it's got the rubberized stuff on. There's one in. Still need to put the pin through and tighten up the bolt on the other side, but it's held. Obviously not recommended. Well, a whole load of disgusting strap wraps on it, and got the jack away, and somehow, surprisingly enough to me, seems to be holding itself up for now. Can't find the right cutting tool for the die grinder, so let's try and be pretty precise with this.
Obviously, don't want to damage the rubber. Oh, there's 2 clamps on there. One way to undo it. Could be better in there. That one, not too bad. That out of the tank. $7 maybe? Yes. Feeling this wire went under. That's frustrating. Well, too late now. Cool, so filler neck's all sorted. Cables are all the ones that attach to the chassis rails. Oh, cable tied in place. So well, it's probably the right time to put the truck bed on. It'll be coming off again to get replaced at some point, and I can tidy up anything that I've missed. putting in not tight, but tight enough not to rattle out. They need replacing. Look at that head. Give some time around. Needs replacing. Mostly perfect, eh? Just hide that with the truck bed liner since it's all very temporary till tomorrow. I'll whip those bolts out and go buy some fresh ones once I've measured the size. Almost there. I think everything mechanical is done as far as we're going to go, except for sticking tail lights in, but yeah, just the wiring left to do. You're going to leave the canopy off and wash itself out, and then left to do when the tailgate comes back off again. So out of the wiring then. Brake light cable getting through there. So I'll just go lay down underneath. This one. Also, see there. That's my canopy. I'm going to cable tie this one out of the way. May as well join in with the bundling of everything else. This one. Half the fun's trying to remember where everything went. Maybe I've tied that a tad short. Mental bits and everything. I wonder if any of that actually works. Not quite ideal. You got one tail light out, no number plate lights, and no idea if my brake lights works, but I can check the footage. So I didn't actually film that much at the end, but the truck's pretty much back together. I've still got a whole bunch of work to do. Didn't bother with the canopy. Tail light bulb turned out to just be a bulb, so I've just changed that, and that is all good. Number plate bulbs, no idea. So that's another one to investigate. Time to go home, call it a day. Till next time.